Hey y'all, what's up? I'm here for Black Ink Crew New York Season 5, Episode 5. So, we started off with, the crew at the shop, at the original shop or whatever. And we all know the Duchess quit and everything. She couldn't handle the shit. They talk about the tattoo-a-thon. That was an epic fail. Next thing you know, Nikki, she walks in and everything, and that's when shit decides to tell them, oh hey you guys, we got married or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just felt to spring that upon y'all. Of course, Walt and Sky, they're having mixed feelings about him being married to somebody that he don't really know like that. And then Tiffany, she walks in and everything, and she comes in because she has a client. So, Sky, she, talks about, says something about how, they all might not get along, but at the end of the day, they're still a team and everything. And then that's when Tiffany, she interjects, and she's like, well, if we're supposed to be a team, and if there's an issue with somebody, you should talk about it to them personally instead of, constantly throwing daggers. Next thing Sky is like, we don't care what you have to say, you just walked in and and all this other stuff. And Tiffany is like, okay, but you was looking at me when you was saying the shit or whatever, this, that, and the third. And then Sky's like that she's not a part of Black Ink and all this other stuff. I'm like, but she's an actual tattoo artist, Sky. She does tattoos. She's one of the people that helps bring money in. I mean, whatever, but so anyways, she's asking Tiffany, do you want to fight me or whatever? And Tiffany's like, I mean, bitch, do you want to fight me? And everything. And Tiffany was like, we could talk about this shit or whatever. Like, we ain't got to even be doing all that. And, Tiffany just going on and on with whatever she's saying. And then next thing, Sky's like, come on, let's go outside. Let's go outside and everything. And so, Tiffany is like, no, we could do this shit right here. So Tiffany, tries to lunge a punch at her. But, actually, I think Sky body slammed her and everything. And, next thing Sky, got blood leaking from her damn head and shit and everything. And Tiffany takes her wig. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Neither one of them won this fight, in my opinion. Yeah, Sky body slammed her and everything, but ain't nobody, it didn't really seem like nobody got no punches in, you know what I'm saying? And then Tiffany, all she did was take her wig, she was kind of talking in the confessional like she was big and bad, and shit just because she took Sky's wig off. Like, okay, and you know what I'm saying? And, Walt was like, what the fuck is going on with Sky? She can't be coming up in here like she trying to be on some Claire Huxtable shit because, she had on like this, cute suit thing going on or whatever. But then be up in here trying to fight like she Layla Ali or whatever. Like, what the fuck is really good? You know what I'm saying? So I think, Walt knew that it was a deeper issue with Sky than what the fuck she was really letting on and everything. So the ambulance had to come or whatever, and take Sky to the hospital or, to get her stitches or whatever, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, oh, Sky just kind of made me a little bit mad again, with this episode, with, the shit that she was doing and everything. Like, that shit was just, it was just ridiculous. It didn't have to, come to all that, you know what I'm saying? But, anyway, so we're at the new shop or whatever. Tiffany and Bay, they come in to see C's or whatever. C's, he's shocked to see them. Like, what the fuck y'all doing here? Because he knows already is no good, coming from them being there. So, pretty much they tell him about the fight with Sky and everything and how the shop is negative because of her. Tiffany is, saying this to him. And she's like, Sky is sending her threatening messages or whatever, this, that, and the third. I'm like, Sky, you just got stitches in your damn head and you still sending threatening messages or whatever. Now, like I said, I don't feel like neither one of them won this fight and everything, but I just feel like, Sky, you need to like chill the fuck out for real, okay? Like, you need to set the fuck down somewhere. Like, that's probably why you hit your damn head on that motherfucking door, because the Lord was trying to tell you something, that you need to sit down somewhere. But no, for real, like, I'm serious here, you know what I'm saying? Like, she need to sit the fuck down somewhere. It's like, you still got animosity and beef with her for what? Her and Duchess do not have an issue with one another at this point. They squashed that shit. So you just, at this point, just really disliking Tiffany for no fucking reason. Really. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, C's is like, what the fuck is wrong with Sky or whatever. And Tiffany, after saying all this, she's like, I'm going to quit and everything. And C's like, oh, hell no. Don't nobody quit on my motherfucking ass. Only time a motherfucker leaves is if I'm firing them. Like, he was like, well, what about if I separate y'all and everything? Would you be willing to stay? And Tiffany like, nah, because Sky gonna make it her goal to fight me again and all this other stuff, and I don't feel safe, so she ain't with it. So whatever. Moving on from that, we get Shit and Nikki. They're looking at a spot for their wedding reception, and Shit, he's like, he wants a marching band and a grand entrance and all this other stuff, and Nikki is like, where is this money coming from, Richard? You know what I'm saying? And he keeps talking about how Nikki saved his life and everything, and she deserves it all and all this other stuff. And I keep on saying, what about your kids? What about, like, you just like, it's like it's all about her. Like, she just the sole reason why you know what I'm saying, why you're sober, why you did this. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, so Nikki is like, she's asking the person at the place that they're at or whatever, the person at the venue, like, how much is this all gonna be and everything? And she's like, yeah, it's pretty much gonna be like $4,200 or whatever. And she's like, so the lady gives them a minute to talk and everything, and she tells him like, we just moved into a new apartment, and we got all these bills and stuff, and you really ain't been doing no tattoos, and where's the money coming from, Richard? And he's like, well, you worried about me and what the fuck I'm doing. Maybe you should get a job, and maybe you should get a motherfucking job. And he just said that shit. He said that shit with a straight motherfucking face too. Like, I mean, bitch, you doing all this complaining and shit? Why don't you get a motherfucking job? And I agree with him on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she starts popping off of him, talking about some, do you have a bank account? Do you have a bank account? And he's like, my money is your money, because she's the one who has the bank account or whatever. He's like, I mean, my money is your money. What the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, exactly, I have the bank account and everything, like this, that, and the third. And she's just popping off on him, and talking about how she left her job and she's never been unemployed, and she's just looked at as the girl who follows him around, and she's doing, and she talks about how she does all this stuff for him and how she had a whole life, but you chose to leave though. You chose to chase behind a man that you ain't known for that fucking long. And then marry on top of that. You know what I'm saying? And then she was talking about how she, worked at the mayor's office and shit when she was living in California. I was like, what the fuck? Like, and now you don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so we're back at the original shop, and he walks in with Bay or whatever. I don't know if like they came together or they just happened to show up at the same time. But anyways, he tells them about how Tiffany quit or whatever, and Sky's like, oh, why did she leave and everything? And he like, because y'all motherfuckers think it's the motherfucking UFC up in this bitch, okay? And Sky's like, because he started reprimanding her and everything, and Sky's like, what? I didn't even do nothing, this, that, and third. And C's like, you did something, you got stitches and shit or whatever. And she talks about, like, she talks about how Tiffany hit her first and everything. She was like, I was trying to take it outside. I was like, well, okay, yeah, Sky do got a point. She was trying to take it outside, but still, you started the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you started the tension back up yet again, you know what I'm saying, with you and that girl, because you don't like her. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, C's tells her that she's being selfish and all this other stuff, and she's talking about how she wants, a position where she has more authority and everything. And C's like, I don't feel like you there yet. You wilding out and doing all this, dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be in in that type of position right now. And he knows that something is wrong with Sky because of the way she's acting. C's and Sky, they've known each other for a long time, so he knows when something is up with her. So he takes her to the back and everything, and he's like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, my period about to come on. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And he like, man, if you don't shut your dumb ass up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. We as females can get a little bit, we can get kind of bitchy when we on our periods and everything, but that shit that you doing, Sky, is completely like, no, I'm sorry, it's not just the motherfucking period. Okay? So, that's what she starts to get into what's really wrong with her. She's like that she's been feeling depressed and she feels alone, and she talks about how she feels like everybody got family, around her and everything. And, all she has is her mom. Her mom is her only blood family, in New York and everything. And, her mom has bipolar disorder. She's been having it, since Sky was young. And, her mom is currently missing at the moment. And, she doesn't know where she's at and everything. And it's been months since she's seen her mom, and her mom is on, medication. Well, I mean, her mom is not on her medication right now, or whatever. And that's why she's missing and stuff like that. And C's comforts her and everything. And he's like, damn, like, this is the worst I've seen Sky, or whatever, because her mom used to disappear all the time when him and Sky was growing up, and this, that, and the third. And don't get me wrong, and y'all, like I told y'all know I love Sky and everything, but I have to call her out when I have to call her out. You know what I'm saying? I was very disappointed in her last week, and even, a little bit with this week too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, I empathize with what she's going through and everything, because, I mean, yeah, bipolar disorder is nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, she misses her mom and everything, and, she's, having to deal with this shit, but it don't give you a right to take that out on other people. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give you the right to, do that. You know what I'm saying? That, the shit that you've been doing, it ain't been cool, so, but I do feel for her, though. I really do. But it's like, you gotta get that shit together. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, we get back to Oh Shit and Nikki. They're, I guess, preparing themselves for the reception and everything. His daughter Lulu is there or whatever, for the reception. His other, and it's with that other baby mama, the white girl. I forget her name, but y'all knew who I'm talking about. That's who daughter, that's from or whatever. And the other kid that he has with her, he's too young or whatever, so that's why he couldn't come. The baby mama that's in Texas, put it like that, you know what I'm saying? And far as his other, his son Achilles or whatever, Crazy Kathy is making it very hard to, for him to see Achilles and everything, and especially now that he's married to Nikki or whatever. And Nikki, she has a son that lives in California and everything, and he's meeting Oh Shit and Lulu for the first time or whatever. And Nikki, she left her son with her father, with his father or whatever. And I'm like, another motherfucker on reality TV that done left their kid and left it with the father, because y'all know what's her name, Jay from Love and Hip Hop, New York or whatever, left her kid in Chicago with his father and everything. I'm just like, what is up with y'all just leaving your kid for somebody that you barely know, and then just leaving them? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, at least in y'all two situations, y'all leaving y'all kids with the child's father, but still, like, what? You know what I mean? But anyways, Nikki was like that she didn't want to just, uproot her son like that, because his father and his family and friends is all there and everything, and she didn't want, to just uproot him or whatever. But anyway, so we get Sky and C's, he picks her up so they could go look for, her mother and everything. And Sky's been talking about how she's pretty much been on her own since she was 14 years old. They're in the Bronx, trying to look for her because, Sky's mom used to live out there a long time ago and everything. Sky tries to call her, there's no answer. Sky talks about, again, why she gave up her kids and everything. She gave them up so they wouldn't feel abandoned. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much they don't have no luck with, finding her mom or whatever. So, we get back to the shop or whatever, and C's, he comes in and everything, and he sets some ground rules for them or whatever. And he realizes that he's the only one that could fix his shop, because Ted couldn't do it and neither could Duchess, And he even says, he sets ground rules and everything, this, that, and the third. And Project Pat, the rapper from 3 6 Mafia, he comes in and everything, and he tells C's that he wants a cartoon, like, street version of himself when he was a kid or something like that. I don't even remember seeing the tattoo at the end. I'm pretty sure they showed it. I probably just wasn't paying attention. But anyways, as he's doing the tattoo, he kind of questions his relationship with Duchess or whatever, this, that, and the third. So we get Mel, we know that she had her baby and everything, and her baby's father, they're playing with the baby or whatever, and I think her mom is also there. Pretty much she's enjoying motherhood, but at the same time she wants to go back to work. And her baby father is on some other shit or whatever. He's like, you're your own boss or whatever. You don't need to go in right now. I'm like, yeah, but C's is really her boss. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she owns the shop, like she works for somebody. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, he's like, what you gonna do? Tattoo with one hand and, have the baby in the other. And, Mel is like, I could do smaller pieces for the time being or whatever. It's not a big deal. I can only be there one day out the week and be there for only like an hour or so, this, that, and the third. And he's like, I don't think you're thinking of the reality of it. You have to get there or whatever. You have to set up and all this other stuff, and it's going to take like 4 hours. And he's like, you have a baby and you should take care of it and everything. And Mel is like, I'm not trying to be no housewife or whatever. And I understood where Mel was coming from on that shit. Like, I'm trying to make my own money, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it's not like we married, so I felt her on that. Like, I couldn't just sit at home and just, like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have a career too, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to just stay at home and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when men act like as if women can't do it all. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have a baby and everything, that doesn't mean that, you gotta stop, what you're trying to do with, you know what I'm saying, to make a better life for you and your kid. You know what I mean? So I was just like, boy, bad. So anyways, moving on from that, we get shit in Nikki's reception. They got the whole New Orleans theme going on outside or whatever with the marching band and whatever. Then we get to inside and everything. Mel, she shows up and, they miss Mel, and Sky is like, I had a situation at the shop, but I'm going to tell you about that later. And Mel was like, I had one too, but I'll tell you about that later. And Sky was like, you talking about Ted? That motherfucker ain't got no job no more there or whatever. This, that, and the third. And, Mel, she was like, she said hey to Ted and everything. Ted kind of felt awkward being there, considering that he just got fired or whatever. He felt awkward being around everybody. And, she, greets Ted and everything. And she's like, how you get those shoes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure with your hustling skills, you'll get 900 more or whatever. Something like that she was saying. And in Ted's confessional, he talking about some, shut up, bitch, or whatever. And it's just like, you see what I'm talking about with these motherfuckers on this show? I don't like how he just be so freely, and C's ass too, you know what I'm saying? And probably shit, and and I don't like how they just freely be calling people bitches and shit like that. Like, it was not that serious for you to just call her a bitch like that in your fucking confessional. Like, what she said was not even that serious, you know what I mean? But anyway, so Ted, he talking to C's or whatever. He said, I heard about 113th and everything. And, he says that, C's don't want to admit that he's wrong or whatever, this, that, and the third. But he'll be, give it about a week, he'll be calling me. I said, if C's call your ass again to work as a manager again in his damn shop, he'd be a damn fool. Okay? He'd be a damn fool. Like, boy, please. So anyways, next thing you know, they all find out about Nikki's kid and everything, because the announcer or whatever introduces Nikki's kid or whatever, and they all are like, where the fuck would this kid come from and everything? Like, Nikki ain't mentioned she have a kid, and neither did shit. And so, C's, he makes a toast or whatever. You know, Sky, she being all loud and ghetto. Like, you know, y'all know how Sky do and everything. C's like, Sky, calm down. Okay? You know, so, they go back to partying or whatever. Nikki rips her dress and shit. I'm like, well, damn, where the fuck you get the dress from? You know what I'm saying? So pretty much it's this guy that's there or whatever that serves Richard with some court papers. And Nikki, she throws the folder and shit. I'm like, well, I mean, technically, y'all still saw the fucking folder. So, I mean, you can't sit up here and say that you didn't see it. So they lock your ass up. You know, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, the guy's trying to follow him out, you know, follow them outside and everything, and shit gonna talk about some, my name ain't Richard, my name Ray Ray. I'm saying, this motherfucker here do not stop talking about some, my name Ray Ray. And we all know who's behind it, Kathy, Crazy Kathy, or whatever. And, you know, Sky, she picks up the papers, and she starts to read the papers and everything. And Nikki and shit, they, you know, hop in the cab or whatever, and, you know, they go off into the sunset or whatever you want to call it. And that pretty much was the episode, y'all. You know, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell so you guys can get updated about all my new videos. Make sure you share, and I will see you guys in the next video.